March Madness is fully underway. We've had 1 week of games, round of 64, round of 32. We're now looking at the Sweet 16. And we're going to cover everything that's going to happen in the Sweet 16.
Oh, yeah.
But first, we got to recap some of the madness that happened. A lot less upset madness than prior years.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the talk of the town.
Not
Everyone's
a lot of
saying,
upsets.
upsets aren't happening. All the 1 through 4 seeds advanced past the first round for the first time since 2017. We have a lot of really good games and matchups for the Sweet 16, but how do you guys feel about the lack of, marquee upsets? No 13 seed wins, no, 15 seed upsets.
Well, I was going to say, there might not be like upsets, but I'm upset because the way I picked my bracket was pretty much my entire heart for college football just translated over to March Madness. Didn't work at all. By the way,
you have one of the worst brackets in the country, I saw.
Well, I'm ranked like 17.3 million.
Yeah.
Out of 17.4 million.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm in the 27.9 percentile. So definitely not good.
And that's because you picked like the 1 and 2 seeds to win. The guys below you were like
that's like
troll
expected.
brackets.
Well, maybe
like your pick percentage on like NFL
it's pretty
is
similar
like 30%.
to pretty
like,
similar.
Okay,
He's
all
a 30% guy.
Really good at
like
30.
if you fade Mike, you're just so
Rich.
sharp.
Oh my
no,
God.
the thing is
Really
that I take my advice from trusted sources, and
Twitter.
a lot of times recently,
it's
those trusted
articles.
sources have been failing me terribly. So
Name one trusted source.
well, the Uber driver in Nashville is the one who gave me the St. John's pick. That guy is clearly an idiot.
was the most
Rick
obvious.
Pitino, you are the worst head coach I've ever seen in
know
my
his
life.
na- you know
this
his name
guy,
now.
this guy is the most talentless,
You know his name now.
stupid, idiotic coach I've ever seen.
Top
I
five
don't
coach
know
of all
why
time.
this guy has any credibility at all.
You
He
called
might
him-
as well be a gum on the bottom of my shoe.
You called him like Rob Calipari in our last episode.
Maybe. Because
You didn't
he's
even know who he
irrelevant.
was. You had
He
no
actually
idea.
knew the
Because
whole
he's
time that
irrelevant.
his name was irrelevant, and he should have never.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
Didn't deserve it.
Anyway,
Exactly. Screw that guy.
One good upset that we all called was McNice.
I know we were going to
McNice over
McNice.
Clemson.
Let's go.
Clemson basketball did what they always do. They can't win
Yeah.
a game.
Well,
Any game that matters.
No, they're
they
done.
look great. They look, there's hope. There's belief. And they just find a way every year. Just suck it out of you.
So last year, last year was great. Last year was great. Elite Eight. This was obviously, as we've talked about at nauseum, our winningest season ever. And yeah, we totally did a Brad Brownell there. The second half we scored like 53 points. And we ended up losing by 2. We scored 13 points in the first half.
Yeah.
Which is one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
All of our best players look like they were drugged before the game. I think we had like 3 field goals in the first
pretty
half,
sharp.
which is nuts because you saw what Purdue did to him in the next round and just walked all over him. So yeah, that was pretty much the only real marquee upset. I know Colorado State as a 12 seed won, but they were favored going into the game. A lot of us had them anyways.
Something about your teams in first round exits.
It's disgusting.
They love it,
It's disgusting. No, being a Clemson fan is, it's a lifelong bond. You know it if it's like your school, but basketball was never something. They did the perfect gotcha.
Yeah.
To where
that was perfect.
Last year we were in the tournament, I was very hopeful, but I didn't pick us.
Yeah.
And I was just, I've seen this story before. Maybe we do it. And we made it to Elite Eight. It was crazy. Winning the Sweet 16 was like the coolest thing ever. Got to be at the game. And then this year we win the most games ever.
There's actual expectation.
Are we a basketball school now? And of course, no. That
It's still up for debate, but yeah.
Literally, we graduated like 7 seniors and 3 guys hit the transfer portal today. We have like 1 player on our roster for next year. It's a complete travesty. But this isn't a Clemson show, luckily for me. Lowest seed in the Sweet 16 is Arkansas. They're a 10 seed.
Yep.
Everyone else is kind of marquee, big names. And the real Calipari is the coach of Arkansas. He has experience running deep in tournaments. So
Yeah.
Florida and Houston, they got tested in the second round.
They got real close to losing both those games.
Called UConn. I really liked UConn in this tournament just because I think Dan Hurley's a great coach. I know he's the villain of college basketball, and people hate his antics and hate the way he looks. He's the smartest coach. That's just what he is. He's a little autistic or something. He's just, I don't know, whatever he does, people don't like the way he complains. But I thought they should have won that game against Florida.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They actually choked. And they were up the entire game. And, they just didn't, they didn't take advantage of certain situations. I know they were getting mad about a couple foul calls. He was screaming after. Did you see that at the end of the game?
Yeah.
Screaming at all the players, "Good luck. Hope you have." But Florida, if you're within a 3-point game against the best shooting team in the country, you're gonna lose.
Clayton is just a beast.
I was gonna say you got to talk about Walter Clayton.
Oh, he's the best. Yeah, he's.
I mean,
the way he plays-
single-handedly won Florida that game because
100%.
there was no other offense besides that dude just going to his spot
on the right side
wing
and
just
Catch and shoot.
contested three.
Check
Didn't
out.
matter. Wasn't even hitting rim. It was just the net,
Wet.
just pure.
No, he plays so good you forget his name's Walter.
Or Walker or Walter.
Walter Clayton
Walter.
Jr.
Walter.
Yeah, see, you forget. He's so good, you're like, wait, this guy can't be a Walter.
Yeah.
There's
No,
no
he's
way
him.
a Walter's
He's
this
literally
good.
him.
No, he's so good. Yeah, Florida escaped, and then Houston Gonzaga was pretty much the most highly touted. People were saying Gonzaga was the most misseeded team in the tournament because a lot of the
They were.
super analytical things, the Ken Palm rating, all that stuff, had them as the ninth best team in the country. And it was a pretty good game.
Well, such a good game. I mean, Gonzaga had a chance at the end
Actually,
of the game, and they actually choked it away.
Our guy,
so
LJ
I thought
Grimes-
Gonzaga wins that game like more times.
Yeah,
than
if
loses.
Houston's guy that averages 9 points a game doesn't have 30 for like
Crime,
the first time
that's
in
our
his life.
boy.
Yeah,
That's
Crime,
our boy.
Crime. Gonzaga walks away with that easy, and they made mistakes in another game. It was their
Yeah,
fault.
and I mean, the other 2 1 seeds, Auburn and Duke, absolutely rolling.
Yeah.
They look.
I mean, Duke is rolling.
Duke
You know,
is so
Duke is-
good.
I mean,
They're
Auburn was
just
up the whole
not
game.
even-
Auburn's rolling,
It was,
too.
but
it was like, you know,
double-digit
it was like
10 to 8.
Yeah, it was
kind of in
always
that
like
range.
Duke is just up by 35 and not even trying. Like, they're benching their starters immediately.
yeah, and
Like,
then
it's ridiculous.
one of the worst picks we had for our D-Gen bracket was Iowa State. We had them going to the Final Four. Ole Miss absolutely handled them.
I like Ole Miss. I
Yeah.
told you guys about that
Yeah.
Ole Miss team.
Yeah, I mean,
That
the
team's
good
nasty.
SEC schools are really looking like they did deserve.
It's crazy. If Mike just followed what he said day one before picking a single
the-
bet, you'd have the best
I
bracket
know.
in the world.
SEC dominance and.
But you
yeah.
didn't choose any of that.
No, I went just pure heart. Just pure heart.
so
Like
sure.
High Point, really thought High Point was going to put themselves on the map. They did not.
I don't know. I still
Shout out
don't know why
Purdue.
you think that, but I know we're going to talk about
The name.
the Sweet
brother.
16
The name.
matchups in the next episode. We're going
Yeah.
to give out all the bets for it. This is more of a recap of the round. Mario, I know you said in the first episode you had watched this Michigan team. You knew what they were.
Yeah.
Really close win against UC San Diego in the first round. That game came down the wire. And then they kind of handled A&M last week. Do you think this is kind of where you thought them failing, or do you think this team has some gas in the tank here?
It's hard because I thought they would lose first round to UC San Diego.
You almost were right on that one.
They just that team's been shooting really well. Texas A&M, I don't know. I'm not really sold on that team. I know they were a 4 seed or whatever, but I just don't.
Didn't you have Yale beating them in the first?
Yeah, I don't think they're that good. So it didn't impress me with Michigan beating Texas A&M. I do think they play Purdue, right?
Oh,
Michigan?
they play Auburn.
Oh,
No, they play Auburn.
They play
Michigan
Auburn.
plays Auburn.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, cooked. Okay, I thought they played Purdue.
No, Purdue
No,
plays
bye-bye.
Houston.
Oh, that's who. Okay. Oh no, Michigan's cooked. Yeah, they're out.
Yeah, Ryan,
And
was there
Purdue
anything
might
It was
be
a fun.
cooked,
It was a
too.
fun little ride.
Was there anything we didn't cover in this first couple rounds that you want to hit on? I mean, it was pretty chalk, and again, we can get into a whole conversation in a sec. Like, I kind of want to go about how is this a result of NIL? But was there any team that jumped out to you that either over or underperformed here?
I think Tennessee, my dogs are cruising right now at a nice little altitude. I think they're going to come out. I mean, I think they have a pretty easy road. I just
Gotta
think
play
they're
Kentucky.
Really
Right.
tough. I'm saying I don't think Kentucky. I mean, Kentucky played Illinois. Wasn't that solid of a Big Ten team? Wasn't that ranked? Kentucky walked in the first round. I think Tennessee will have a good matchup. I think there was a lot of like. This was like the first year where I felt like there wasn't a lot of close games, like game winners. You know what I mean? We had like one
Yeah.
or two in this
The
round
Maryland.
of 13.
How do you guys feel about that Maryland game winner?
I mean, a lot of people said, you know, I had a little,
I had Colorado State in the Sweet 16.
little traveling was going on. I tried to
know,
watch it a couple
So it
times.
was
know
for
how.
sure. a
Took at
travel.
least 4
Yeah.
steps, but
For sure.
1,
travel.
2, 3. It was like clear, just 3 steps.
And it's college. They're supposed to call that tighter. Like, there's no continuation in college. Once there's a foul, the play's dead. So, like, it's not like the NBA where you can kind of take a 1 and then, like, get hit and then a full 1-2 after.
Yeah.
And this was a full 3.
It was a
this
full
is like
3.
a LeBron 2. So it was like a 3.5.
Yeah.
no, I mean, that was some cheese. I love how Wisconsin's appealing it, like actually trying to appeal.
I mean, I just
like
feel
it
like
would
it's
do
one of those
anything.
like holding calls in 5
Wait,
seconds
Wisconsin?
left in the game, where it's
Colorado
like
State.
I mean,
yo,
Colorado
just-
State was trying to appeal.
you're not
but
gonna call that. Like you can't call it.
You're
Like,
gonna,
you
have-
can't.
should.
You
You're a
can
fan
call a
of-
foul. You can't call a travel.
You can
Like,
call a
you're-
foul there.
You're not gonna call carryover. You're not gonna call like I mean. There's
call
some
the
things
travel.
you do call and some things you don't call situationally
It's
based.
just a non-callable.
You can't do it.
Okay.
You can't do it. I mean, I would be.
Sounds
ri-
like a Rams fan over
I
there,
would
you
be
know?
rioting
Can't
in
call
the
it.
street.
Pick up the flag.
Pick up,
Pick
the
up
flag.
that flag.
Sounds like a
Personally,
Rams
I'd
fan.
be rioting. But
You love to ride.
But yeah,
Riot. RIOT. Riot.
I heard what you said.
in our D-Gen, we had a
Me as
D-Gen
well.
bracket challenge running, which I'm sure a lot of you watching are taking part in because
yeah.
the support's been crazy. We had 629 people join, so clap it up for you guys. That's really
I mean, it's
cool.
free money. Free money for you.
If you're in the bracket, by the way, and you're not subscribed, you're watching this, definitely subscribe because it's the only way you're actually
if you
eligible
win.
to do it. Yeah, but I want to cover a couple of the brackets in there because I think it's pretty cool how good some of these entries are.
I mean, they're sharp.
I mean, we've had this guy, Eddie B24. on
Shout out
Twitter,
you.
Absolutely crushing this bracket right now. Top 1,000 global bracket, 99.9 percentile with 580 points for the first 2 rounds.
Has what, 2 missed picks?
Yeah, he has 15 of the 16 correct in the Sweet 16.
That's absurd.
It's insane.
Absolutely insane. Illinois was his pick. So he's leading the
That
bracket
hurt.
challenge
That
right
hurt.
now. If he runs out good, obviously he's going to win this thing. But yeah, 15 of the 16 correct. Illinois in the Final Four leaves the door kind of wide open for a couple of the other people right behind him. He has Auburn winning it all. We have this guy, Stu Nard and Tyron O, tied for second with 2 brackets in the 99.9 percentile. They have Florida and Duke winning,
That's
respectively.
huge. Yeah.
And then Intern Johnson
Intern Johnson is
Hey.
alive.
has a bracket ranked 14th right now, and he has Houston winning. And a couple little upsets going on. He has Alabama in the or in the Final Four.
We're
I
gonna
think
have
he
to
has
pay.
Texas
Isn't
Tech
the point
in
of an
there.
intern not to pay them? Like, I don't. Come on.
No,
now.
we for sure give
well,
the
I
money
mean,
to a
we-
subscriber
Yeah, okay,
if
that's it.
Intern Johnson wins. He's shaking his head back there. But so point is, bracket challenge is a huge success.
Oh, it's great.
You guys are absolutely crushing it. Been interacting with a few of you guys on Twitter. If you're not following, links in the description. But it's pretty much wide open.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the guys
Anybody's
up top
chance.
all have different winners.
Yeah.
And the winners, which you got to nail, most importantly, to win the challenge. So
Yep.
$500 is going to the winner. I was going to recap our D-Gen bracket, but it's not worth it.
You don't want to. You don't want
So
to.
bad.
it's-
Yeah, you don't want
So
to.
bad.
Is it better than Mike's?
I was going to say, what
It's probably-
percentile?
I mean, it's
It was-
probably
it was
similar
around
to
there,
Mike's.
yeah.
I think it's slightly better than Mike's. But
Check that percentile.
Well, because we
Seems
like
not so
kind of
much.
boosted when it was kind of a sweat. We boosted the better team
Yeah.
instead of like the UNC Wilmington flips or the
yeah.
the High Point flips.
UNC
or the,
Wilmington over Texas Tech
all the
still tilts
the flip.
me.
You know, because we did.
It's
the-
Ryan's
gotta do
fault.
what you gotta do. It's
Ryan's fault.
Never
It
my
is
fault.
Ryan's fault.
I said I give it to you guys. Whatever you choose.
No, you
next.
said if you Mario
like it.
picks it, you'll go with it instead
Yeah.
of standing the line with me on Texas Tech. and
we
then
would have lost the
flipping.
flip. I knew the
Yeah,
odds.
you
I wanted to
did.
save it for the
You
next.
would've-
No, I like
50-50. You
that.
don't
I
know
like
the
that.
odds.
No, it's like
You don't know the odds.
60-40 for me.
You don't know the odds. Just don't talk about odds.
I'm an odds guy.
But yeah, there you have it. I mean, the first 2 rounds, again, pretty chalk. I'll give my opinion real quick on why I think it is. Me and Mike were talking about this earlier. College basketball and NIL has completely changed the game. I know it was kind of the talk all over ESPN today around, in football, a lot of the freshmen don't play right away. So they can kind of develop with the school, establish relationships, and they start playing a little sophomore, and then maybe they'll play junior year. So you'll see a lot of junior, senior transfers. Don't see a whole lot of freshman transfers unless there's like a turnover at the school or something, a change in the quarterback or their positions scenario. But college basketball is tough because a lot of these guys at mid-majors will have a good season their freshman year, play right away, and then get offered a bag and just leave. So you're not really seeing a lot of these mid-major teams have any sort of depth or players that have been there for consecutive years if they're any type of star player. And they're all just leaving the good schools that have money. And this is the only scenario where mid-majors and big schools compete on a playoff level, right? You don't see that in college football.
Yeah.
You'll see that maybe with a Boise
Bowl
State.
game or something.
Or they'll be like, they'll allow one team from a non-Power 5, Power 4 school to get in,
Yeah.
and then they'll get beat, whatever, fine. They had the Heisman runner-up in Boise State, and they made it semi-okay game.
Yeah.
But in college basketball, the reason everyone loves March Madness is for these crazy upsets. In my opinion, I think it sets us up for better games down the line, and we really get to see the best teams play each other, and we're not going to have to watch a Mountain West team get blown out by 40 in the Sweet 16. But it definitely has an impact, I think, on how these games are
I like it. I wish it wasn't. I don't like the NIL, what it's done to it. I like the idea. Like, you would have never thought, like, a San Diego State last year can go to the finals or, like, a random team. Now it's like, if it's just going to be chalk, I mean, there's not even a point. Like, if Arkansas loses, that's it. It's just like a wrap. I mean,
That's just 1s and 2s.
it's probably going to be. I mean, there's a BYU up there. I mean, like, Ole Miss is 6. But, like, that was the upset was, like, Arkansas was 10-2. Like, still pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then Ole Miss over, like, Illinois at 6-3. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it makes for better games later on. But I do think it defeats the purpose of having a 64-team field. Like, the whole purpose of a 64-team field is to let everyone in to have a chance to, if you win, whatever conference you're in, and then maybe they make a run. And the most exciting stuff is when you see like the Steph Currys of the world on Davidson's or these random schools make runs. And yeah, it just kind of turns into a 16-team tournament now. Like we got pretty much the best 16 teams in college basketball playing in the final Sweet 16, which we haven't seen.
It'll probably be the best 8, and then you know what I mean. Probably be chalk.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it makes for really fun games against future pros in the Final Four and the championship, and we're not going to see the blowouts that we saw with UConn the last couple of years. I mean, UConn pretty much walked the tournament the last 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
These games weren't necessarily close, but yeah, I don't really know how I feel on it. Mike or Mario, do you have an opinion on if it's better or worse this year?
I still think it's worse. I do understand the point of like we are getting better matchups.
Yeah.
And I guess later in the tournament that's kind of what you want to see. But also, I don't know. It was cool like last year seeing an NC State in the Final Four. Like no matter if you went into the game knowing like they don't really stand a chance, like it's still like you still have that shroud of like 2% of like, oh, maybe something can happen. Yeah. And you just miss kind of that unpredictability. This year, I don't know. There was like less buzzer beaters. It was just very kind of mid, which sucks because this is like one of the most, in my opinion, at its peak, this is the best sports tournament in the world.
Yeah,
of any sport, of anything. Yeah. And this year, I don't think it really showed that.
I'm totally with you where I think the magic of March Madness wasn't so it can concoct the best matchups possible in the later rounds. Yeah. Like if you're a pure college basketball fan, like a lot of the analytical and statistics accounts are saying, well, these are some of the best matchups we'll ever get in the Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final Four. But honestly, that's not why March Madness is so cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're totally right. Like, no one wants to just see chalk all the way through. It's like that's not exciting. The whole point is to see these random schools, go viral, everyone support them and stuff like that. And it does kind of kill some of that. So, let us know what you think in the comments about if this is a better tournament so far, a worse tournament. Our opinions might change up to the Sweet 16. If these are just 8 of the best games ever, and then we get an amazing Elite 8 to set up the best Final Four of all time, then we probably can't complain. But you can't really deny there wasn't much.
There was nothing.
There wasn't much.
Viewing wise, I agree. Betting wise, it was terrible.
Yeah, if you're betting underdogs, you're crushed.
God,
this might have been Vegas' year, their get back year, where everyone's saying, "Oh, the underdog strategy."
I still believe in a couple dogs because there's a couple plus 210.
All right, well,
I mean, just even the guys who won, most of them covered too, which is like just pain every.
Shout out
like,
UConn, by the way. Still
so
cover
bad.
Streak still alive. 3 straight March Madnesses, 14 consecutive games covering. That was crazy. March Madness. Dan Hurley, absolutely.
I feel like Vegas wanted to do that.
But next, I mean, we're going to talk about all these matchups in the next episode. So stay locked in with us. Let us know what you think in the comments. Drop a subscribe if you're new here. Share with a friend and follow all the socials. I mean, we're posting pretty much everything all throughout March Madness.
Oh, yeah.
And next episode, lock in. We're making all our picks.
Bets.